Welcome back, box office show here on Max Talks Focus. My name is Max, and this is the new episode of Max Talks Box Office. Today on the show, we're going to break down this past weekend's box office, which was April 19th to the 21st domestically. We're going to look at 2024 worldwide and domestic, as well as breaking down the big movie coming out this upcoming weekend. So welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. We're so close to 200 subscribers. Do this show every single Tuesday. Also do movie, TV show reviews, movie rankings, and now out of theater reactions. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Comment down below. What did you see this past weekend? What did you see this upcoming weekend? I respond to all the comments. Let's have a fun discussion in the comment section down below. And also please like the video, the thumbs up button. That's how you support this channel. So without further ado, let's get into this past weekend's box office here domestically from April the 19th to the 21st, which was a Friday to Sunday. In first place is A24's Civil War. Even though it gained around 100 theaters, it did drop 56% in its second weekend, but still 11.1 million for Civil War, up to 44.8 million domestically. Again, this is A24's most expensive film, but so far in the entire history of A24, it's the first time ever one of their movies has been number one at the domestic box office for the weekend in its first two weekends. So again, this movie continues to break records for A24. I think overall it's going to be a success for Alex Garland. While yes, I don't think the cinema score and the audience scores are as high as probably people thought coming in. The question is, does this movie have legs for the Oscars season? Again, Oscars aren't until way into March. So this movie does need to sustain itself from a word of mouth perspective all the way really over the next 10 to 12 months, really 10 months. So we'll see if Civil War can do that. It broke all these records for A24. Again, there really wasn't any major competition that hit the multiplex. But so this was, I think I was actually surprised, honestly, that Civil War was at number one based on the number two movie that I'm talking about that's coming out in theaters. That came out in theaters this past weekend, but still, good job for Civil War for holding on to the number one spot, even though it's a low number one. And number two in its opening weekend is Abigail. Now, this is from Universal, opening to $10.2 million. So with this $10.2 million opening for Abigail, for Radio Silence, it's not their worst opening as they do well of the main movies they've done. The last two Scream films, over 30 million was their opening weekend. Now, Ready or Not did open to 8 million, but again, that movie grossed nearly 60 million, but that was on a $5 million budget. So Abigail is a movie that I think they're kind of shocked that did not do as well. I think I'm very shocked about the fact at least a number one. I mean, I thought Abigail for sure was opening number one. Didn't know if it would be a strong number one, but I had really no hesitation that it was going number one. I'm one of the more of the critics who who didn't really like the movie. I feel like I'm in the minority. A lot of people seem to be enjoying Abigail, but I don't think enough people did because 10.2 million is not a great opening. The budget is 28 million for this movie. This movie does need to start to make some money soon in the theatrical market to at least gross a profit for Universal. Again, with Universal, it'll hit digital first, and then it will hit exclusively on Peacock down the road. So that's where the path is for Abigail, but still shocking. Not a great opening. I don't think this is a really good sign for Melissa Barrera, who obviously got really fired from the Scream franchise moving forward. I'm not sure if she'll be getting booked anymore. We'll see in leading roles moving forward. Again, this is a cheap budget. I think this only hurts, I think, really her, maybe Dan Stevens, but again, Stevens is not known for trying to get into these lead acting roles like I think Barrera is trying to do now moving forward post-Scream. So it will be interesting to see where Barrera's career continues now, but still, this is not a good sign for her, and I think not a good, an eye-opener for Radio Silence moving forward. In third place in its fourth weekend is Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. 9.5 million in its fourth weekend, a 38% drop again, 171 so far domestic for Godzilla X Kong. Good, once again, successful entry into the MonsterVerse for Warner Brothers Discovery. I've talked about this movie enough over the last month, but Godzilla X Kong number 3. The other film that's into the top 5 that opened this past weekend is the new Guy Ritchie film, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, opening to $8.9 million. Now, of late, this has kind of been the range for Guy Ritchie movies. Operation Fortune opened to around 6 million. Last year's also Guy Ritchie film The Covenant opened to around 16 million, only got to 20 opened to 6 million as well, only got to 20 worldwide. So 8 is his best opening weekend since The Gentleman in 2020. But still, even though The Gentleman opened to $10 million now, this is 4 consecutive movies for Guy Ritchie with a movie opening under $10 million. Now, Wrath of Man came out during the pandemic, and that even got to 8.3 million. I really don't count that, but Operation Fortune, The Covenant, and Ministry of Angelic Warfare are not doing well. Not a good stretch for Guy Ritchie at the box office. Again, he had a major success, obviously, with Aladdin, as well as the Sherlock Holmes movies, and even Man from U.N.C.L.E. going to over $100 million, as well as The Gentleman, and Wrath of Man eventually made over $100 million worldwide. But these last couple movies have not even grossed 30 million worldwide. So I think there's trouble coming for Guy Ritchie. He loves to make these new movies every single year, 1 to 2 new movies. But things need to change moving forward. Again, for this movie, it's under the Lionsgate umbrella. And wrapping up the top 5 is a new anime film, Spy X Family Code White from Crunchyroll, opening to 4.8 million, continuing to show that even when the market's not great this week at the box office, anime is still not just a thing in Japan. It's huge here in the United States, and nearly $5 million for an opening weekend. Very strong for Crunchyroll and anime as a genre moving forward. So far this year, the biggest movie is still Dune Part 2, 276.9 million, 96 million ahead of Kung Fu Panda 4. It's at 180. Godzilla X Kong is at 172. So you would think Godzilla X Kong should at least be able to pass Kung Fu Panda here domestically. Needs another around 7 million to do so. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is number 4. Bob Marley One Love is at 5. Mean Girls 6, Beekeeper 7, Argyle 8. Civil War is into the top 10 after this. It's multiple weekends in the box office. And Madam Web wrapping up the top 10. Still with Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, we have 4 movies over $100 million so far domestically. Looking at worldwide, Dune Part 2 again, number 1, 696 million, nearly $200 million ahead of Godzilla X Kong, which was into number 2 worldwide with 487, and then Kung Fu Panda 4 is number 3 worldwide with 481. So finally, top 3 movies of the year worldwide are both American films. Chinese films are 4 through 7 worldwide, and then Bob Marley One Love at number 8, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire 9, and The Beekeeper at number 10. So coming out this weekend is the big movie of the weekend is Warner Brothers Discovery's new film, Challengers, the tennis movie starring Zendaya, Mike Feist, and Josh O'Connor. This is a big, from director Luca Guadagnino, who directed Call Me By Your Name. This is a big movie coming out this weekend because Zendaya has been someone who, with the help of Euphoria, had that become one of the most successful HBO shows of all time, but she has not been really leading a big Hollywood movie. We obviously Dune. She's in the co-lead, you could say, but that's really more, Chalamet's movie, and obviously being in the Spider-Man movies. But this is her first time really front and center for a big Hollywood movie. We will see. Hopefully, I'm rooting for Zendaya. She's one of my favorite actresses, so hopefully it does well. So far, the critics' reviews have been very strong for Challengers. We'll see if that continues. The other small movie that's also coming out this weekend is Boy Kills World, starring Bill Skarsgård. That's also coming out this weekend. This is the last box office weekend of the month of April. So next week, we're going to break down what happened at the box office and preview the entire month of May, which is the kickoff of the summer movie season. I'll see you guys.